Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of my devlog series about my upcoming game Nuts. This week, well, last week I mostly spent on the shader, the outline effect that we'll be using for Nuts, and I also did a little bit of work on mobile touch controls. So let me give you a little tour. As you can see in this footage from the original game, everything has this thick yellow outline around its edges, and the terrain also has it when it goes past a certain sort of sloping angle. Puts a line there as well. It's really the look I'm going for, the way it blends with the fog and everything. It's both like interesting aesthetically and with gameplay. The way I achieved it in the demo was with a free Unity asset called the Outline Toolkit. It was very good. It got me going super fast. It's incredible that it's free. But as I started looking into the source code, I really couldn't make sense of it. I'm not an experienced shader programmer by any means, so it started to feel kind of limiting. So I was kind of looking like for a way to build this from the ground up so that I could have more control over it. I also wanted to change the outline thickness, and it also didn't let me do that. There's also a big limitation in the outline toolkit's outline shader is that you can't really pick and choose when you want the outline. As you can see in this picture, the bottom of the trees, for example, I would love it if I could blend it into the terrain, as well as the blades of grass and like small foliage starts to look really bad with this outline effect. So there should be a way to like tell objects to not be part of it. The problem there is that you either have to tell it to not be rendered at all by the outline camera, which also means it doesn't like get occluded properly, so the outline will always be on top, which is also undesirable. So I started shopping around and looking around, and my friend Jonathan Hau-joon from Free Lives, thank you so much, pointed me in the right direction by showing me the contour shader that Kejiro, who is an artist who works at Unity and makes a lot of really, really good open source stuff, I really recommend it. He made a package called Contour, which looks like this, and if you download it, you get this scene with all the moving cubes. So there's actually three different implementations of an outline effect. One is purely based on color, the second one is purely based on depth map, and the third one is based on the normal map. And you can actually see in the shader code really easily that, yeah, where each block begins and ends, and then analyze it, and it's actually really not that difficult. So based off of that one, I was able to add the code that I wanted, which I decided to, instead of looking at color map, look at vertex color map. And then if that color has no red in it, so if color.r equals 0, it doesn't draw an outline. So if that is the color that is in front. In any case, if anybody's interested, I can post a source for it. And so here in this quick test, we can see the results. The lower two of these four boxes have a different vertex color with red zeros, basically black, and everything else has by default white. So they are basically removed from drawing an outline. The pixel outline gets calculated, but then there's a failsafe that if the pixel that's in front, so it looks at the four nearest pixels to the one that we're trying to render, and if the one that's in front is also satisfies the red equals 0 parameter, it just ignores the outline altogether in that particular pixel. It works quite well, as you can see in this quick demo. In the last second here, yeah, you can see the vertex color render texture being debugged. I also added an extra graphics.blit, which is a hacked together blur effect, which just looks at pixels, and if there's in a range of however thick I want the line to be, a pixel with color, it'll adopt that color. So you basically I extend from the transparent outline render texture, I extend outward. And so you can get really thick outlines. When they go super thick, they don't look super great, but this is just something I probably want to tweak. I'm just really glad it works. Something that also really helped me understand how all this works is the Lucas Pope's devlog for Oberdin. It's up on TakeSource. He started in 2014 when he started on the game, and already on page 2, he's dropping some really, really good references and explanations on how he implemented his outline shader that helped me a lot to like understand what Kejiro is doing and how it works. And the last thing I want to show you, I implemented some pretty basic touch controls for the game, since it's going to also run on mobile as well as on Steam and hopefully consoles. It's a long way away, but so I got it here running on both an iPhone and an Android device. The Android device gets a little hot, also doesn't do the proper As you can see, the lower cubes still get an outline, which is something I'll probably have to look at later down the line. But on the iPhone, it looks really good. So yeah, that's it for this week. Super happy with progress so far, and please keep asking questions, giving me feedback. I'd love to keep this up for the entire duration of the process. Thanks. Bye.